Hey friends! Entertaining. One of those things that typically people who are on budgets or, have limited amount of space in their yard or in their house tend to think that they probably can't do much of. Well, I don't think that's true. We have a very small house here, and right now we were trying to save money as best as we can, and so, we're on a pretty tight budget ourselves. But that's not going to stop us from throwing a party. For me, the 4th of July is sort of like the party day that I get. My mom gets, the others, with Thanksgiving and other stuff. I usually invite my family. Usually my brothers come, not my parents. But yeah, it's just a small little family thing. And so while I'm not huge into entertaining, I do have two main issues with it. One, it's really expensive. And two, it tends to make me stressed out. So I would like to share with you some of my methods on how I achieve it without having to spend a ton of money, and then also how to make it easier so that I don't end up really stressed out over the whole thing. So the three main expenses you're going to have when you entertain is the food, the decorations, and then the entertainment. So let's cover food in a minute. Let's go ahead and go into the decorations. Well, a lot of people are on Pinterest these days, and there's lots of DIY decorations there. And while I am not that crafty myself, I did end up making all the decorations for our little get-together here with just craft items that I have around. So I'll show those in a minute. They were just made with some tissue paper and some regular paper, etc. But I do believe that decorations, while I'm not the fancy type, I do try my best to make some things because it really does help set the tone and the atmosphere for the party itself. So whatever decorations you can do, if I had more time or if I wanted to spend more money on it, certainly the dollar store would be another good place to get some inexpensive decorations. And so yeah, just try and find the cheapest ones you can that really get the job done, because they're all stuff that we're probably just going to end up tossing or throwing away, even recycling hopefully, or maybe if you do end up getting some nicer ones, they could at least be something that gets stored away and used from year to year. But that's not my case. I don't really have a whole lot of space to store things, so I need something minimalistic, small, cheap, and easy. And that'll show very clearly in a minute. Okay, and then the next thing is going to be the entertainment. What I prefer to do, at least for my party, would be to have stuff that I already use be the entertainment. So we have a couple of yard games. We're going to have that. We have some nail polish. We're going to do a little 4th of July nail thing. I have this party speaker, we can hook some music to it, it has lights, it can create a nice fun atmosphere and whatnot. So it's all stuff we already have. So yeah, I would highly recommend working with what you already have, especially when it comes to children, if you have games and other stuff. If you're inviting other kids over, they're going to be excited to have different stuff than they're used to anyway. As far as adult entertainment goes, there's not a whole lot I can recommend other than, music and maybe some easy games and things, especially if it's a baby shower or some other things, just easy, simple things. So that's how I achieve my decorations very inexpensively. I just make them myself or get some cheap ones from the dollar store, and that's how I achieve my, cheap entertainment, is just by utilizing the things that we already have. But one of the things I would like to recommend if you are the stressed out type like I am is that you do stuff in advance. If people are going to be coming over, maybe do some stuff I have this tree that hangs really low. I was trimming this 2 weeks ago knowing that we were going to have this. We were cleaning up yesterday, we made the decorations yesterday. That way it's not all crunch time here at the last minute. It's not it's the day of the party, we have to make decorations and clean the house, and then we have to cook and do all this other stuff. So yeah, anything that you can do ahead or do ahead of time, just to kind of spread out some of the work, would definitely help keep the stress to a minimum too. And then you have more time to think about stuff also. So if you're going to be throwing a party, you at least have some time to think about where you can get your decorations, maybe even shop around, that kind of stuff. So yeah, do stuff in advance and spread out the work if you can. That'll definitely help. It will help save money, but it'll definitely help save on the stress. So here's some banners we made last night. We just used some tissue paper and some regular paper, cut out some stars, and then just glued it onto some ribbon stuff. So me and the kids made those. They were super helpful in making those. This is some little paper, I don't know what to call them, circles that we made just by making, folding it back and forth until it makes into a fan, and then we glued the three pieces together and then spread them out. And then we put little holes into them and put them up there. Definitely help add to the festive atmosphere. And then here we have a beer box that I actually dug out of my recycle bin just last night. I was looking for some cans, that was what I had in mind, but this is what we came up with anyway. So yeah, beer box made into silverware and napkin holder. So here's the spread of the food, which is really where we had to spend, of course, but I also spent only $25. So we have a couple packages of all beef hot dogs because I won't serve those awful pork, you know, mechanically separated chicken, corn syrup ones. So yeah, a higher grade one, some nice whole wheat buns, a couple of bags of chips, some pineapples, some watermelon, some baked beans, which did come from a can, just to make things a little easier, and then some condiments, of course, to go with the hot dogs. And then we have some cake to go with this a little bit later. One of the tricks I have found to making sure that it stays within budget is that we know the people that we have coming and that we don't serve things that we know they don't like. You know, so having, you know, an idea of who you're having over and knowing whether or not they have allergies or gluten intolerances or any other kind of dietary restrictions is extremely important when it comes to making sure you plan your party so that you can, you know, have stuff that they like without having to have too much, so that you don't have tons of options because you're not sure what they like. So yeah, we just got stuff that we do know they like so that we'll have enough for everyone and not have to overbuy. For drinks, we're doing an assortment of lemonades. So we have regular lemonade, strawberry lemonade, limeade, and then mango lemonade. So everyone can have a little bit of what they would like. And of course, cups and a Sharpie so that nobody gets their cups mixed up. So here's my little speaker. It has some lights. In the dark it shows better, but it projects onto the walls and the ceiling, and it definitely makes a nice feeling for the party, as you can see. Hey, gotta do a quick introduction here. Oops, there he goes. This is my big brother. So you met little brother, now you met big brother. Partying down. What do you think of the decorations? Nice homemade decorations. We're out here chilling with the kin and having this homemade decorations flapping in the wind. Nice. Bling just makes you wanna sing. Just so all the available ladies out there know, this guy is single. Happily eating. You like it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why are you recording us eating?
I'm recording you eating so I can show you all to my friends. Doesn't that sound like fun? Mm-hmm. And for dessert, the patriotic cake. It is a shortcake with some whipped cream and fruits. How'd you like the cake?
Good.
Ain't good? What about you?
Well, yeah.
You like it? What about you?
It tastes like strawberry cheesecake.
Oh, it's strawberry shortcake.
Ready?
Yay, nay?
Yay.
Go.
It seems to have worked out well with more strawberry than blueberry too, because people wanted more strawberry than they did blueberry. So you just noticed decorations were homemade. They passed off as store-bought.
Yeah.
Do you like your nails?
Yeah.
They look pretty. Do you like your lemonade?
Yes.
All right. Do you like this music? Coke and a fry and a cheeseburger. Say that's all that I want. Party pooping fuddy-duddies. Okay, so some more suggestions I have for you as far as the food goes. You know, obviously I was doing a 4th of July thing, so it's like a super laid-back type holidays. No, it's not a really big deal or anything. So it was really easy for me to keep the menu really simple. Basically, again, just the stuff that my family really liked and not stuff that they didn't like. For example, it was a barbecue, so you would, usually see something like a potato salad, a coleslaw, maybe like deviled eggs or something like that. But the thing is, I know my brothers like Miracle Whip, and our family doesn't really eat Miracle Whip. So if we were to use what we would use, then they wouldn't like it. If I bought something special that they would like, then we wouldn't really like it. And so we just forego any of that kind of stuff that would take that kind of dressing because we can't please everyone with that. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's best to know your crowd. So yeah, if you want other suggestions for ways that you could, get it for cheaper, would be to let somebody bring something. There's nothing wrong with just saying, hey, bring a side dish or whatever, and then you don't have to plan everything. So everybody who comes brings a side dish. Maybe you just make the main dish and the drinks and a few other things, or someone can bring a dessert or whatever, just letting people bring things would definitely help bring down your costs substantially. So yeah. Another thing I would highly recommend is getting things that are easy to prepare, because that helps a lot with the the stress level. Sometimes that can be hard though when you're balancing it with trying to find things that are easy to prepare but not all prepared, because that sort of stuff can be more expensive. Whereas if you make stuff homemade, it's cheaper, but then there's a lot more stress. So that's why I tried to find a good balance of that. So I would say it went really well. Everybody liked the decorations, everybody liked the food, everybody had fun, we played music, we danced, we goofed around, it was fun, you know. So anyway, there are my ideas for how to throw a frugal party, and so if you ever want to throw a party on a budget, there would be my suggestions. I'm Frugal Green Girl, we'll see you next time. We are walking over to the lake now so that we can go see the fireworks, because we live close enough that we can just kind of walk over. So that should be fun.